Can you do me? Yeah. Oh, I'll do. Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think this is getting the lectern. Okay, hold on. Okay, YouTube, I'm getting you straightened out before we start here. And it's not too, that door is not too heavy on. Oh, okay. Oh, great. Perfect. At the same time. Good job. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I'm not getting the lectern in the shop, which is a problem. You know what? I think I got it. Sorry. YouTube. This is fun, isn't it? Oh, almost. We almost got it. Is that it? Can you get the lecture now? And the... Yeah. Okay. And don't worry, we're gonna YouTube, we're gonna turn the lights, these lights off, so you'll be able to see the slides. And it's definitely a slide day. So, but you'll be able to see them because we're gonna get the lights. Okay. Is that everything? Yes, I will. I will. It's technically we have 1 minute. So if everybody wants to come toward their seats, we've got about 1 minute. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. I have to talk to YouTube like it's a person. Oh, that's great. Isn't that great? I knew we have a lot of people that are away today. So hi, good morning, everybody. Okay, you did that really quickly. You start. Yeah. Okay. Good. It's your show.
This part. That's it. Good morning.
Good morning.
I have two passions in life as far as learning and growing: psychology and spirituality. And when you look at it, and many of you may be aware that psychology has its root in psyche, which comes from Greek, and it means soul, life force, breath, which are part of our spirituality too, right? Oh.
I think it's actually
There it is.
on. I just
Okay.
think it's turned down.
Now,
But yeah,
it was on.
you got it now.
Okay. Do I need to start over?
No. Psyche. Where was it?
Right, psyche. So my two passions, psychology and spirituality really converge. And I'm going to share with you this morning some things that technically would come from psychology, theorema psychology, but it's very much part of our spirituality too. And to set the stage, I pose a question. What is, in one word, what is the most precious, dearest, innermost value that guides you throughout life? And just think about that. You don't have to respond. Yeah. What's the most precious, innermost, single word value that would guide you, that is your compass, if you will, for life? And just keep it in mind. We'll come back to that in a moment. So it is unfortunate in our divisive times. And by the way, America has really been divisive throughout its history. I was reading an article in the paper this morning that it was only between the world wars and a little bit after that there was some sense of unity. Prior to that, and since then, as we know, America is a very divided country. Now, that doesn't mean we have to extol that. It just means it's a reality, if you will. And I think it has some roots in psychology. Because no matter how kind or generous that we like to identify ourselves as being, we're also susceptible under stress and frustration to be primed for anger and even hatred and deceit. It's just part of our neural network, and we can't just simply erase that. That's part of our neural makeup. And why we can, in a moment, flash with a response, a reaction. Well, if we're going to be more on the side of kind and generous and compassionate and loving, then we have to do the work that's necessary to practice that and ground that ever more fully within us. And to defuse the default mode network, it's called, that will get us into this reactive way of dealing with a lot of life. The newest research, though, says that we can stimulate another couple of areas that are the newest evolutionary part of our brain, called the anterior cingulate and insula, you don't need to remember that can calm us down and that can center us. We just need to know how to activate it.
Yeah.
It's called the salience network. And there are some key ways that I'm going to suggest this morning that you can activate that intentionally. As such as, and some of this, of course, you're aware of, prayer and affirmation, slow stretching, deliberate, very slow stretching, like in Tai Chi would be another way, and something I'm going to do right now.
Yawning?
Mindful yawning.
Mindful yawning.
So I encourage all of you right this moment, join me in a mindful yawn. Very intentionally yawn, relax.
Yeah.
It's very catchy, by the way. You watch somebody else yawn.
I know. Now you know what's going to happen for the rest of the time.
And so, how does that feel? Isn't that a very calming, centering thing to do, and a very simple thing to do? But oftentimes we do it kind of reflexively because we're bored or whatever it might be. It's not intentional. We can do it intentionally to really calm ourselves and bring aboard these newest evolutionary part of our brain, called the salience network. And so intentionally you can get into that calm, centered, compassionate state, regardless of what's going on around you. So another one, going back to my question a moment ago about what's your single most precious, value-driven part of your life, if you had to put it in one word. You don't have to respond to me. Just know what it is. So another technique is to spend some moments intentionally closing your eyes and going into that word let it just drench you, just super saturate you with the effect of focusing on that one word. It's your word. It's your most precious compass of life. As you take several seconds to do that, again, notice the effect on your whole physical presence and on your mind. Remember how active it may have been. I'll bring you back. You can do that at any moment, any time. And one other technique, and it's into the same realm of your brain as what you're just doing right now. And I learned this actually from a client, and have tried it out, and it does seem to work very well, and it's very, very quick. And that is that when you're, and it can be, not that you'd be motivated to do it with pleasant thoughts or feelings, but you can do it with that. You can do it with anything, but especially probably would be focused on anything that's disturbing, disruptive in any way. And whether it's a feeling or a sensation, or witnessing something, or a thought, is simply to say to yourself, and you can use it a couple of different words if you want. I use the word object. But it can be this person that shared this with me said thinking, or it could be feeling. Just one word, and it's the recognition that where you're focused your mind at that moment, when maybe you're like this, is feeling. And you're making it an object is something that takes the ability to control you away. And suddenly you realize that I don't have to be controlled by feeling. I don't have to be controlled by that thought or an object, one that I reserve for myself. But as soon as I put that word object in my mind, it stills everything because I've made it separate from, feeling the effect of it. And it's very simple. So yawning, deliberate yawning, seen as something as an object, and the other thing I said. Oh, showing, be focused on your innermost values are three ways to take charge of your brain and direct it away from the what's called default mode network, which is the one that's likely to create the reactivity, and bring it into the salience network, which is one that calms you down. Really good. Practice that intentionally. SALIENCE. Oh, salience. Sorry, yeah. Well, enough of all that. I wanted to share with you. But that's spirituality as well as psychology. Let's go into our vision together. A world powerfully transformed through shared spiritual awakening. And our mission? Advancing the movement of spiritual awakening and transformation through unity, a positive path for spiritual living. And our values? Abundance, acceptance, community, diversity, integrity, joy, and love. And we celebrate our children. Unity of Appleton sees the divinity in all children and nurtures their unfolding spirituality. Now, thank you. And the word for the day is journey. My life's journey begins and ends in the heart of God. Of course, I'm reading from the Daily Word, which is a wonderful publication from Unity. I feel excitement at the beginning of a journey, thinking about the adventures, the beautiful sights, and the fascinating people I will find at my journey's end. Even as I look forward to reaching my destination, however, I remain alert, open to the adventures and insights that await discovery along the way. My faith tells me that my spiritual journey began in the heart of God, long before my human birth. In childhood, I looked outward, longing for the adventures that would become waypoints on my journey to maturity. Now I journey inward, longing for the spiritual home I never really left. I am learning that even the most ordinary day can become an opportunity to realize that the heart of God is present everywhere. And from the Psalms, the Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time on and forevermore.
Thank you. And this is just a reminder that we aren't anti-music. We're just not doing music until the fall, or maybe a little before. We'll see. But our music team is hard at work. They practice every week. So it's going to be exciting. We're just trying to go by the CDC guidelines along with the Wisconsin Council of Churches. I think that's what it is. You can have to put my water down. I forgot it. This is important. Okay, so we'll have music. It won't be so common here soon, but let's just take a moment to center ourselves in this moment in time and space. And I invite you to close your eyes or relax your gaze and just be. Just notice where you are in this moment. Notice the ground as it supports your feet. The weight of your body in the chair. And breathe. In and out. In this moment, we are allowing ourselves, our minds to be still. Allowing our true nature to rise to the surface, the wisdom that lives within us. With an open heart, with an open mind, I am here to be truly helpful. In this moment, there is nothing lacking. When you're ready, you can come back to this moment and time and space. It's a centering moment. We were already centered, really. I didn't have to do that because both are used to centering. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. You guys remember? Yes, of course you do. We're talking about our belief system today. So I'm going to pretend that none of you have heard this before, that it's a foundation for something else. And of course, Bedford, what you chose to talk about, is perfect. It's exactly in line with what I'm doing today. So that's the way it always works. And we didn't call each other. So everyone has a belief system. This is what I believe. So everybody, you, me, we all have our circle. That is our belief system. It's okay. It's perfect. Sorry, YouTube, that was Bedford. You want me to pitch him? So that's right. So we all have our circle. That is our belief system. Inside of this circle is everything that we know and believe to be true. Okay? What is a belief? Deepak Chopra says, what is a belief? A belief is a thought that is true to you. Simple. And Abraham says, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking. And I really resonate with that one. Belief is just a thought you keep thinking. So all of us have this stuff that's here inside of our belief system. And then next, we have this other circle, the circle around our belief system. And that is
are adjacent possible, but you don't have to remember that. Although, I don't know what else to call it. AP, I don't know. Adjacent possible. Bill, I'm going to put you on that. I think you'll come up with something good for that. Okay, so adjacent possible means it's not in my belief system yet, so it's not in here. It's not true, rock solid for me, but I could stretch into that idea and could maybe get comfortable, and it could become a part of my belief system. Let me give you an example. So inside my belief system is that love is my guiding force. So when Bedford invited us to bring up a word, love is my guiding force. So inside of my belief system, I believe that there is an energy and a power that is called love or God or spirit, and that it guides all things, inanimate, animate on this planet, and throughout the solar system. There is just this one energy that we're all a part of. That's inside of my belief system. What's outside of my belief system is that there is a punishing, vengeful God outside of me and that I was born bad with original sin. I was born with a sin, and so that's outside of my belief system. That's over here. Oh, y'all, I skipped ahead, didn't I? Yes, not adjacent, not possible. Okay. So that, I just went from belief system to my next slide. So adjacent possible is a belief that you can stretch into. So go along with me on this, and let's go to the next one, because I just described it. Not adjacent, not possible. Okay? So that circle is too wet, outside of here, too far from there. It's too far from my belief system. There's no way that I could believe that. I just gave you my example. Those things used to be switched. So when I was younger and even, into my early 20s, those beliefs, those thoughts were in different places. So inside of my belief system was that there was a God that lived outside of me, that was there, and that I was born with original sin and needed this God to absolve me of those things. So those things have literally switched places, but you can't go from here to here. I was relaxing into a spiritual journey in which I began to become open to the idea of this energy and power that I'm a part of, and the experience of God. Because God can't be described, God can't be thought, because God is outside of thought. But God can be experienced. And so I experienced God enough through my spiritual journey that now I've grown into. First it was not adjacent, not possible, but I had opened my mind enough that it went, oh, maybe I could grow into this. And so now it's switched places. The reason why I'm telling you this is very important, because I'm going to ask you to do something, and it's very similar to what Deborah was doing, but a little bit different. So the first step in any kind of change, behavioral, cognitive, oh, you guys, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm trying to get YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the screen different. Oh, it is just blank. That's why I can't see it. So the first step, I'm playing with this projector, trying to get it right for YouTube and you guys. Anyway, the first step in any change is awareness. So what we're trying to do is become aware of where we are in relation to the beliefs that I'm about to list off for you. So I'm going to get you in a minute to close your eyes and become curious. Become curious. So I'm going to read some thoughts, and you can relax your gaze and keep your eyes open. I'm going to read the thoughts, and I want you just to take a note inwardly of where you are in relation to this belief. And use that model, because you'll feel if something feels like no way, or you'll feel, oh, sometimes I believe it, sometimes I don't. Or yes, it resonates so powerfully in me that yes, that is true. It is inside of my belief system. Okay, So take a breath, and remember, this is non-judgmental. We are looking at our minds because we are not our minds. And we confuse our minds and our thoughts for ourselves all the time. So in this practice, we are becoming aware that we are not our thoughts. We're becoming curious, and we're listening. Does this feel true to me? I am enough just as I am. No adjustments or changes. I am enough just as I am. No adjustments or changes. See where you land on it. And when you've got it, maybe nod a little bit so I can know where everybody is. Okay, everybody knows where they are. Good, good, good. Okay, I am not alone. Become curious. Just say it to yourself. I am not alone. It's true. Everybody nod when you've got it. Okay. Okay. I am lovable and loved. I am lovable and loved. Okay. I am an extension of God. I am an extension of God. I am innocent and pure. The universe is conspiring to meet my every need. Okay. When you're ready, you can come back here. So why is this important to know? Why is it important to know where you are on these points? Go ahead, Beth. Yes, the first one is, I am enough just as I am, no adjustments or changes. Yes. So we're becoming aware because the first step in any change is awareness and what's inside of your belief system. You are so powerful. The thoughts you believe become your reality. So thoughts you believe, in other words, affirm. So in Unity, we use affirmations. And this is what I just gave you were affirmations. And if you said, let's say, for example, I am not alone is one of them that I read. If that is not true for you, then what is happening without your awareness is you are confirming that and affirming that thought, the opposite, which is, I'm being very articulate today. In a minute, I'm going to tell you why I'm so goofy today. So it's a good story. So I am not alone. So I am alone. It's playing in your head somewhere. That thought is in there somewhere. If it's not inside your belief system, if it didn't ring true for you, you see. So, and then you're going to see it out in the world. So you are so powerful that what the thoughts you believe affirm become your reality. This is why we use the tools of affirmation. Because whether you know it or not, you are affirming things all the time. You are saying affirmative thoughts in your mind all the time. And the thought could be, I am not enough. It could be, I am enough. But whatever is in there, whatever is playing in there, is going to be what you see out here. And that is how powerful you are. A belief is a thought that is true for you. Simple, right? A belief is a thought you keep thinking. Why is this important? Why is it important to become aware of our thoughts? Because if we mistake ourselves for thought, we are not able to fully live the life that we are. And we are not able to bring the gift that is us to the world, and we miss out on the beauty in life. So we are committed to our psychology, to positive psychology, so that we can change what we see. So the thoughts you believe, affirm, become your reality. Life is a state of consciousness. We are not victims of our own mind. In life, we simply experience the effects of our thoughts and feelings. We have the power to overcome any idea, thought, belief, or feeling. Let's see. Does that feel true to you? Check and see if that's in your belief system. I have the power to overcome any thought, idea, belief, or feeling. When I realize that there is a higher power, and in truth, I am it, and thus my life enter a vast field of infinite possibilities. One of my instructors said, one of the Unity instructors gave me this, and I love it so much. She said, I and God are the waves in the ocean. God and me as the ocean is in the wave. The wave is nothing but the ocean. So if I am the wave and God is the ocean, there is oneness. That's one metaphor that you can use to get in touch with it. So here's what happened to me. So I am doing this kind of therapy, and I've shared that with everybody. I feel like we should all be in therapy now. There is a great article in the Atlantic in March, and one of these days I'm going to read it to you because I keep carrying it around. But it's called Bring Back the Nervous Breakdown. And it's really good. It's really good. And actually, nervous breakdown used to be a thing. And we should be allowed to have it. So what I'm saying is we should all be in therapy. Okay, so I am in therapy, and I'm doing this certain kind of therapy as an offshoot, and it is brain spotting. And it's a cousin of EMDR, and I didn't understand it, and it seemed strange to me the first time someone tried to talk to me about it. It seemed the word that I use sometimes is woo-woo, seemed a little woo-woo. But actually, it's not at all. It's activating those different parts of your brain where these memories are stored, and I'm not going to speak on it very intelligently because I don't do it. I'm participating in it now. So what's happening is it's meant to get to stored trauma, stored memories, unconscious memories, things that are holding on from those neuronal pathways that were formed age 0 to 7, right? When all of our subconscious programming took place, 0 to 7. And so I participated in it and did this and had an experience of it. And this is my second week. And my egoic structure our egoic structure is made of thoughts, right? And so one of the after effects this week has been less thought in my mind. And it feels a little bit disjointed. My thoughts don't necessarily come together as they have. And so my fear, and what do I do for a living, guys? What's my job? Right, exactly. And so I said, wait a minute, because it feels great. I feel good, but I also don't feel as intelligent as I was last week. And so I asked them when this was going to be over, or if this was my new permanent state and I needed to look for other work. And they have assured me that this is, not permanent. But what we're doing today is talking about breaking down that egoic structure, which is made up of our thoughts, which is thing that literally is creating the outpicturing of what we see. Why? Because, and we know these, the reminder, my level of consciousness depends, sorry, that's not right. My level of consciousness regarding me and my relationship with God, spirit, love, you can use whatever word you want, determine my experience of the world. Victim. So our egoic structure was made and born from the first time that we experienced fear, or it is made of fear. And so literally that subconscious programming started and came online in victim consciousness, right? There was a moment and we became this victim consciousness. Victim is the world is happening to me. Oh no, what am I going to do? I am a victim of the world that I see. And it's happening to me and there's nothing I can do about it. And then there's victor consciousness, which says the world isn't happening to me, but I can change. Things can be changed by me. So this is to me, world's happening to me. This is the world can be changed by me. Like I can change my thoughts, I can change the way I look at things, I can change this job, I can change this, and I can have a different experience. So that's victor. So that's by me. Vessel, through me. Through me. So that is the one where there is a higher power. I am not a victim of the world I see. There's a higher power than just the small I. And it is at work through me. Through me. And then it can also be another level of vessel can be as me, where you, and that's my experience when I'm up here. It feels to me like it's as me kind of consciousness. And then there's Christ consciousness. There's the place where I experience my oneness with God. And that is, I am. Me. So, our experience of the world we see is determined by the thoughts that we hold in our mind, right? What we are affirming in our mind. So, one of the things that I really felt was important to do today was bring to your awareness, bring to my awareness that there are thoughts, beliefs that you have that you are affirming all the time. So this is why you begin to say, wait a minute, if I'm believing the thoughts that are in my head, why don't I choose the ones that I want, right? If I'm believing them, why don't I choose the ones that I want? Because a belief is just a thought you keep thinking, right? And so I am going to read these one more time. And I'm actually going to read a couple more too. I had a couple more here. So, and one of the things that I have always kind of just taken for granted, because I journal so much, I have so many journals, is that you guys all have journals and are writing too. And what I will say is that if you don't have a journal, if you don't keep a journal, I would encourage you to start. Just anytime you write down what you're hearing, at the same time you're using different parts of your brain. Writing this down is really, really helpful. And affirmations, you kind of have to have them written down so that you can remember. When you catch one of those beliefs that you have, that is a negative belief, I am not enough. When you catch that thought in your mind, you can go write it down. I am enough. I am enough. And then you show your mind begins to show you the pictures of where it's true. I am enough over here. Oh, I finished that. Because whatever you think and believe, your mind's going to show you the pictures, and you're going to affirm it. And it could happen without your awareness. Okay, let's try it again. It's okay to feel not okay. It's okay to feel not okay. I am enough just as I am. No adjustment or change. I am enough just as I am. No adjustment or change. How far away are you from it? I am not alone. I am not alone. Whichever you believe, if you believe it, then your mind's going to start showing you pictures. Showing you pictures of how you're alone. Or if you believe that you're not alone, it's going to show you pictures. If you close your eyes, if you watch, there's a projector going on in there. There's a movie playing. What's it saying? What's on the screen? I am lovable and loved. I am lovable and loved. What pictures is your mind showing you? What movie? I am loved and lovable. I am an extension of God. I am innocent and pure. The universe is conspiring to meet my every need. I trust in the process of life. I trust in the process of life. Okay. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And what I would encourage you to do is one of those, my intuition is that one of those rang some bells for you. One of them tapped you on the shoulder, metaphorically. And that's the one. That's the thought. You came here. The reason why you're listening is because of that thought. The one that tapped you. And so you look at it, and we use our tools. So I'm going to say goodbye to you two. See, if you are here. Happy birthday, Olivia. Happy birthday, Olivia. Olivia Spratty's birthday today. Okay. Bye, guys. I'm going to leave.